Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Katie Barker. She's the owner at Spinning Plates Wellbeing. I cannot wait to dive into this story and see exactly what we can learn today. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Katie.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. But before we go any further, for those watching, if you're watching this from any location that is outside of our free community, I just want to personally invite you inside. It's taken a long time to build such a positive community of like-minded people. We'd love to have you inside. So click the link above or below and watch this inside of the community. Now, Katie, what was life like before you got into coaching, and what was the catalyst that brought you into the space?
I think for me, I was working a lot within the sector. So I was doing a lot of mentoring and coaching, but for separate organisations. So I've worked for the NHS, I've worked with the police force, and I've done a lot of work around that. And I suppose setting something up as a separate project for me was really important, because the ethoses all the time for other companies weren't always the ones that actually where my heart's at. So a lot of the time, their ethoses weren't exactly what I was agreeing with, and I kind of wanted to do things differently. But when you work for an organisation, you can't do that. That's their ethos, that's their style. And I suppose for me, setting up my own business was more about making it personal for people, as opposed to just going down a one set route, which is what I was doing previously.
Let me ask you this question. So nowadays, what problem are people generally trying to solve when they come to work with you?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. So I get couples come in for counselling because their relationships, as much as they really care about each other, they are both dealing with mental health. They're both dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of overthinking. A lot of stuff to do with mental health at the moment is then people will then treat their significant other or their family very differently because of things that are going on in their head. So the work that I do with people predominantly is around dealing with thoughts, feelings, emotions, to try and improve the way that they actually then behave afterwards.
Right now we're kind of in a time of, for some people to slow down, for some it's to speed up, because some are in quarantine, some are leaving, some are coming back into quarantine. Maybe what's one of your biggest takeaways from this time that we've been in?
I think it's made people realise sometimes that actually mental health is a bigger thing, and actually the going out with people and just going out for dinner and socialising is such a big part, that actually they really miss that. And a lot of people that have been in quarantine have really struggled. I've had a lot of calls and a lot of online sessions with people who are used to getting that time out, and actually this whole time at the moment has made people realise just how much of a negative impact it's had on them, but also about how much of a positive impact doing things with their friends, with their family, having a cuddle is to them. And I don't think people realise that or took that for granted a little bit before.
Yeah. Just kind of as we kind of look towards the future, maybe what's the vision look like for you for far down the road you'd like to think or talk about?
I think I'm obviously quite early. I've been setting up my service and it's been growing really nicely. I think for the future, I want to carry on doing what I'm doing. My vision is to try and just get this mental health awareness into things really early. So dealing with schools a little bit at the minute, just to get children to deal with what this whole thing has been about and how it's actually impacted them. Sort of school children in secondary school will have been really impacted by this. So getting out and about and actually getting that to the forefront of people's minds, to realise that it's okay to maybe talk about your feelings with your partners and to talk about things with your family without there being this real stigma about it. And I think for me personally with Spinning Plates, it's about understanding that it's okay to accept a little bit of help. Mm-hmm. So for the future, for me, I'd say kind of growing Spinning Plates, but I never want it to be a massive thing. It's always going to be a very personalised thing, and just to try and get people to take part in that. I also do a lot of blog posts, a lot of information on the website that actually is a bit more self-help. So if people don't feel comfortable in coming actual to one-to-one counselling sessions or to over-the-phone counselling sessions, maybe those blog posts can help people who aren't quite ready for that next step yet. And I think that's going to be something that I'll grow.
That could be cool. That could be cool. oftentimes as we kind of think about the future, we think about milestones, and maybe traditionally people will say, if you hit this milestone, it's a success. If not, but what does the word success mean to you?
I think for me, it's about setting out what I achieve. So for achieving people to understand a little bit more, but also just to get that, like I said before, in the forefront of their mind. Success for me is about people talking about mental health and actually getting help. And that doesn't specifically have to be with me. That can be in any avenue. I think just trying to get everything a bit more open. And people do think success is based on kind of money and likes and people running to the websites, but actually success from a mental health point of view is just that people are comfortable in talking about it, and actually as a nation, as a country, as a world, that we're actually talking and being really active about this is how I feel and this is okay. So for me, if we can try and get that and push that, that would be brilliant.
Mhm. Let me ask you this question. So do you have anything new that you're working on or that you'd like to share?
So the blog posts at the moment have been going out. I've done some on CBT, some on anxiety, some on sort of box breathing, calming techniques. I'm working on some stuff at the moment just for parents around the holidays, because at the moment we are in 6 weeks holidays. We're in the term where the children are off. It's been a very stressful few months for everybody. So now to add on 6 weeks of parenting can be tough and challenging. So there are new posts due to go out at the end of this week and also the end of next week on helping parents cope with those feelings, that kind of not wanting to feel bad that they probably are getting a little bit fed up of their kids, because that happens. They're at home with you all the time. It's been a really hard few months. So to help parents understand that it is okay to think, I just want a bit of space. So those blog posts and those information are going to be going up on the website the end of this week and the end of next week, just to try and help parents to understand that it's okay to have those feelings.
Hmm. Let me ask this question. So where can people go to learn more? Where can they go to even see some of your cool blog posts?
So the blog posts are on the website, which is www.spinningplateswellbeing.com. There's also a Facebook page which I always put links to, and also other information on there as well about sessions, about how they're done over Zoom or in person or over the internet, that sort of thing. So that's all on the Facebook page, which is at Spinning Plates Wellbeing again. All my contact details on there for my email and my phone number to arrange any kind of sessions or just for drop-in sessions, really.
Thanks. Thanks so much for your time. It was really fun to get to meet you and just get to hear more about you.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really nice to kind of explain to people what it's about, because it's sometimes I think people hear the word mental health and they automatically panic, and it's trying to get that out there and kind of say, look, it doesn't have to mean what you think it means, and it isn't scary, and it's okay to talk about it, and actually that's fine. And I think it's just trying to get people to see that that things like mental health isn't scary, and it doesn't have to be a psychologist in an office that's very streamlined. The service is very personal, and the way that the whole service is set up is very, very streamlined to a person, and all the paperwork is, and I think that's what makes the difference.
Mm-hmm. For those watching, we really thank you as well. And once again, if you're feeling maybe displaced socially, or people are around you are not really being supportive, come and join us inside of our community. It's a mastermind where we come together and support each other every day, especially when it comes to actually achieving our dreams, because we all have similar dreams and goals inside this community. So if that's you, go on ahead and click on the link either above or below. Join us right now. We'd love to see you inside. And hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit the share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you in the next video. And we're done recording in 3 and 2 and 1.